What if the creatures of legend weren't just stories? What if the beasts whispered about in ancient myths actually led to real-life discoveries? From towering monsters lurking in remote jungles to sky beasts once thought to be pure fantasy. These legends might hold more truth than we ever imagined. History, explorers, and scientists have stumbled upon strange fossils, bones, and even living animals that eerily resemble the creatures of myth. But were these discoveries purely coincidental? Or were our ancestors unknowingly passing down knowledge of real, forgotten species? Today, we'll uncover 6 legendary creatures that weren't just figments of imagination, but may have been inspired by real-life discoveries. From South American jungles to the frozen lakes of Ireland, these mythical beasts might just be closer to reality than we ever thought. Let's dive in. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, the indigenous tribes speak of a terrifying beast, a creature unlike anything known to science. They call it the Mapinguari, a towering, one-eyed monster covered in thick, armor-like skin. Legends say it walks on 2 legs, emits a blood-curdling roar, and leaves behind enormous clawed footprints. For centuries, local hunters and villagers have told stories of terrifying encounters, claiming the Mapinguari attacks intruders and cannot be killed by normal weapons. Could such a creature really exist? Or is this myth hiding a truth buried in time? In recent years, paleontologists have made a shocking discovery: remains of a prehistoric giant known as the Megatherium. The Megatherium was one of the largest land mammals to ever roam South America, a 20-foot-long, 4-ton sloth with massive claws and an unbelievable size. To put that into perspective, this beast was nearly the size of an elephant, but it wasn't a predator. It was a herbivore, feeding on leaves and plants. So how does this connect to the legend of the Mapinguari? Some researchers believe the stories of this mythical beast could be echoes of a time when humans actually coexisted with Megatherium. Indigenous rock art in South America shows images of giant sloth-like creatures, and some legends even describe them walking on 2 legs, just like the Mapinguari. Could it be possible that the myth of the Mapinguari is a distorted memory of these extinct giants? Or could a small, undiscovered population still be lurking deep within the Amazon? Even today, there are strange reports of giant, unknown creatures roaming the rainforest, leaving behind massive footprints and strange, deep claw marks on trees. Is the Mapinguari nothing more than a legend? Or does this ancient myth hint at a real creature lost to time? The Amazon still holds many mysteries, but our next creature soars through the night skies of Indonesia, a monstrous, bat-like entity whose legend might be hiding a terrifying truth. Imagine walking through a dense jungle at night. The only sounds you hear are the rustling of leaves. And then, out of nowhere, a massive shadow swoops over you, followed by an unearthly screech. The people of Java, Indonesia, have spoken for generations about a terrifying creature, a giant bat-like monster known as the Ahool. Unlike any normal bat, the Ahool is said to have a 10-foot wingspan, a face resembling a monkey, and wings that make a distinctive whooshing sound as it glides through the air. Eyewitnesses claim the Ahool emerges at night, often spotted near rivers and lakes, hunting for fish and even small animals. But could there be any truth to this terrifying legend? Could something this large and unknown really exist? For years, experts dismissed the Ahool as just folklore, until researchers began uncovering real, oversized bats that closely match its description. Meet the Sulawesi flying fox, a real-life giant bat with an incredible wingspan of nearly 6 feet. It lives deep in the forests of Indonesia, just like the Ahool. Could the Ahool simply be an exaggerated version of this already massive bat species? Or is there something even larger hiding in the depths of the jungle? Some cryptozoologists believe the Ahool legend could be linked to something far older, a surviving species of giant prehistoric bat, or even a descendant of ancient pterosaurs. Pterosaurs were flying reptiles that lived millions of years ago, some reaching wingspans of over 30 feet. Could the stories of the Ahool be linked to the last remnants of these ancient creatures? Even today, strange sightings continue. In 2012, an expedition team captured thermal footage of an unknown large flying creature in a remote Indonesian jungle. Was it just a misidentified bat, or something else entirely? So, is the Ahool just a legend? Or could a giant undiscovered bat still be lurking in the forests of Indonesia, waiting to be found? From the skies of Indonesia, we now descend into the deepest caves of South Africa, where an ancient serpent as big as an elephant is said to lurk in the shadows. Could this terrifying creature be more than just myth? Hidden deep within the caves of South Africa, an ancient beast is said to guard treasures beyond imagination. But those who seek it rarely return. This is the legend of the Grootslang, a terrifying hybrid of serpent and elephant, said to be one of the oldest creatures in African mythology. According to legend, the Grootslang is a 100-foot-long serpent with the intelligence of a human and the brute strength of an elephant. It is said to dwell in the bottomless pit, a massive cave system rumored to be connected to underground rivers that stretch for miles. Some believe the Grootslang is more than just myth. In the 19th century, colonial explorers reported hearing earth-shaking growls and seeing enormous, snake-like shadows in the depths of African caves. In 1917, an explorer named Peter Grayson disappeared while searching for diamonds in Richtersveld, South Africa. Locals warned him of the Grootslang, but he didn't listen. He was never seen again. But what if the Grootslang wasn't a legend? What if it was based on a real creature, one that actually existed in ancient times? Meet Gigantophis, a real prehistoric snake that roamed Africa around 40 million years ago. It measured over 35 feet long, one of the largest snakes to ever exist. Could the Grootslang be a cultural memory of Gigantophis, passed down through generations? Even today, some remote tribes claim they have seen massive serpents, far larger than any known species, lurking in caves and rivers. While no solid evidence of the Grootslang has been found, unexplained sightings continue to surface, leaving scientists divided. Is this legend based on a real, undiscovered species? One thing is certain: the caves of South Africa still hold secrets. Whether the Grootslang is a myth or a hidden reality, its legend refuses to die. From ancient serpents to something even more unbelievable, could a living dinosaur still be hiding in the remote rivers of Africa? Let's find out next. Deep in the heart of Central Africa, where few have dared to venture, there exists a legend so unbelievable that it challenges everything we know about history. For centuries, the indigenous people of the Congo have spoken of a massive, long-necked creature that lurks in the region's swamps and rivers. They call it Mokele-Mbembe, meaning one who stops the flow of rivers. Described as larger than an elephant, with a long neck, thick body, and a powerful tail, the Mokele-Mbembe bears an uncanny resemblance to a prehistoric dinosaur. Could this legend be evidence of a living dinosaur, a species thought to have gone extinct 65 million years ago? In 1913, a German explorer named Captain Freiherr von Stein zu Lausnitz wrote of a strange creature described to him by locals. It wasn't a hippo, it wasn't a crocodile, it was something far bigger. Over the years, numerous expeditions have searched for the Mokele-Mbembe, but what they found was even more puzzling. When shown pictures of modern animals, the locals shook their heads. But when shown an illustration of a dinosaur, they immediately pointed and said, "That is Mokele-Mbembe." In 2006, an expedition led by researchers from Cryptid Hunters International recorded sonar readings of a large moving object deep in the Congo River. The shape was unlike anything they had seen before. Some believe the Mokele-Mbembe could be a rare, undiscovered reptile, or even a surviving species of dinosaur that has escaped detection for centuries. Skeptics argue that the Mokele-Mbembe could simply be a misidentified known animal, such as the Nile monitor lizard or a large python. But if that were the case, why do so many independent reports describe the same long-necked creature? Even today, remote villages report sightings of a mysterious creature, describing its thunderous footsteps and the way it vanishes into the jungle before anyone can get close. So, could a real-life dinosaur still exist in the hidden waterways of Africa? Or is the Mokele-Mbembe just an ancient tale passed down through generations? One thing is certain. The rivers of the Congo hold secrets that have yet to be uncovered. From the jungles of Africa, we now take to the skies of North America, where reports of giant birds with wingspans over 20 feet have left scientists baffled. Could a prehistoric predator still roam the skies? Find out next. For centuries, Native American tribes have spoken of an enormous bird, a creature so large that it could lift a man into the air and create thunder with the flap of its wings. They called it the Thunderbird, a powerful sky beast that brought storms and chaos wherever it went. But what if this wasn't just a myth? What if it was based on a real creature? One of the most controversial pieces of evidence comes from a mysterious photograph supposedly taken in the late 1800s. It allegedly shows a giant bird with a wingspan over 20 feet, killed somewhere in the American West. But to this day, the original photo remains lost, and some believe it was erased from history. Reports of giant birds have surfaced for centuries. In 1890, two Arizona cowboys claimed they shot down an enormous flying creature with a wingspan so large it blocked out the sun. Could the Thunderbird be a surviving species of an ancient real-life predator? Meet Argentavis magnificens, a real prehistoric bird that lived around 6 million years ago. It had a wingspan of up to 23 feet, making it one of the largest flying birds to ever exist. Imagine a bird nearly 3 times the size of a modern bald eagle, a predator capable of gliding for hours, scanning the ground for prey. In recent years, multiple witnesses have claimed to see massive birds that defy explanation. Some describe them as larger than any known species, while others insist they resemble prehistoric pterosaurs. In 1977, 3 children in Lawndale, Illinois, claimed they saw a huge bird swoop down and grab a 10-year-old boy, lifting him several feet off the ground before dropping him. Could this have been an eagle on steroids, or was it something truly unknown? Even in Alaska, pilots have reported seeing massive dark-winged creatures flying at altitudes far higher than expected for normal birds. If giant birds once ruled the skies millions of years ago, is it possible that a few survivors remain, hidden in remote wilderness? Some say the Thunderbird is a relic of the past, a lost giant from an era long gone. Others believe it still exists, watching from the skies. From the skies of North America, we now descend into the dark waters of Ireland, where a mysterious killer otter-like beast is said to haunt the lakes. Could this strange creature have a basis in reality? Find out next. Hidden beneath the still waters of Ireland's remote lakes, a monster lurks. A creature said to be so ferocious that it has been called the King Otter. But this is no ordinary otter. For centuries, stories of the Dobhar-Chú have haunted Ireland's lakes and rivers, described as a dog-like water beast, larger than a man, with razor-sharp teeth, webbed feet, and a scream that chills the soul. According to ancient folklore, the Dobhar-Chú is a relentless predator. Some stories even claim it can take down horses and cattle, dragging them into the depths. One of the most chilling accounts comes from 1722, when a woman named Grace Connolly was found mauled to death near Glenade Lake. Her husband, seeking revenge, tracked the beast and discovered not just one, but 2 Dobhar-Chú, suggesting they hunt in pairs. He managed to kill the first creature, but as legend goes, its mate immediately rose from the lake, seeking vengeance. To this day, her tombstone bears an engraving of the Dobhar-Chú, an eerie warning that the legend is not just a story, but a real-life nightmare. But could the Dobhar-Chú be more than just folklore? Some researchers believe these tales might have originated from a real, undiscovered species, a giant otter-like predator that once roamed Ireland's waterways. In recent years, paleontologists have uncovered fossils of prehistoric otters that were much larger and stronger than any modern species. One such discovery is Siamagal melilutra, a 100-pound otter that lived 6 million years ago, with powerful crushing jaws capable of breaking bones. Could survivors of an unknown giant otter species still be lurking in the deep lakes of Ireland? Even in modern times, people continue to report unexplained sightings of large, fast-moving creatures in remote Irish lakes. Witnesses describe a black, dog-like animal swimming aggressively before vanishing beneath the surface. "It wasn't a dog, it wasn't an otter, but it watched me," said one witness in 1996. "And I never fished there again." Is the Dobhar-Chú just an old Irish folktale? Or does something still stalk the depths of Ireland's lakes, waiting, watching, and ready to strike? Legends often have roots in reality, and perhaps some monsters never truly disappear. Now that we've explored 6 legendary creatures that led to real-life discoveries, it's time to ask, could these myths hold secrets of the past waiting to be uncovered? Let's find out. Throughout history, humans have told stories of monsters, beasts that lurk in the shadows, soar through the skies, or hide beneath the waves. But as we've seen, sometimes, legends are more than just myths. From the Amazonian Mapinguari, which may be linked to the prehistoric Megatherium, to the Ahool, which bears eerie similarities to giant bats, we've uncovered real-life creatures that mirror ancient stories. The Grootslang may have been inspired by Gigantophus, an ancient snake so large it could have easily been mistaken for a monster. And then there's the Mokele-Mbembe, a creature that still sparks debate today. Could Africa's rivers hold a living relic from the past? The Thunderbird might not be just a myth, but rather a memory of Argentavis magnificens, one of the largest birds to ever exist. And let's not forget the Dobhar-Chú, a legend that eerily resembles prehistoric otters, creatures that were much larger and more dangerous than their modern relatives. But what if some of these creatures aren't just echoes of the past? What if they're still out there, hiding in the deepest jungles, the darkest caves, and the most unexplored waters of our planet? Even today, people continue to report strange sightings, unexplained flying beasts, lake monsters, and giant reptiles that shouldn't exist, but might. Science is still discovering new species every year, some in the most unexpected places. Could there be truth hidden within myths? Could undiscovered creatures be waiting for us in the last wild places on Earth? What do you think? Could any of these legendary creatures still be real? Or are they just remnants of ancient memory? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into myths and reality, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing discoveries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.